I'm Michael Bruter, and my ESRC-funded research with Sarah Harrison has enabled us to help election management bodies put citizens at the heart of elections and improve the experience of voters, particularly first-time voters and those with hidden disabilities. It's encouraged greater participation in elections by these groups.
Our research represents a shift in approach by proposing a voter-centric model of electoral psychology, where we focus on the questions and problems that matter most to voters, to understand how they experience elections, rather than the questions that primarily interest parties and institutions and have historically been the focus of political research, like how someone will vote.
We also engage with practitioners and collaborate closely with leading international electoral commissions, including in the US, the UK, South Africa, and Australia. Our approach has helped us demonstrate how frequently underestimated elements of electoral organization affect electoral experience, attitudes, and behaviors. We found that the first two elections in someone's life determine lifelong participation. And when those elections happen in one's life also matters. We find that lowering the voting franchise to 16 years old leads to a more positive electoral experience and long-term engagement.
We also find that young and first-time voters have significantly more positive experiences when voting in polling stations than when they vote remotely, for instance postally or on the internet. Young people do not tend to participate in elections because of a sense of duty to vote, but rather because the first vote is an exciting first time.
We've also discovered that disabilities have a significant and negative impact on electoral experience. Hidden disabilities, such as those that relate to mental health and learning difficulties, have an even greater impact compared to visible disabilities. Engagement with our research in the Palestinian territories has led to new initiatives intended to promote the inclusion of women and young voters. Technical changes have also supported the redesign of ballot papers and polling stations to better accommodate the needs of disabled citizens.
I first met Michael Bruter and Sarah Harrison in 2013 in a conference organized by the Center of Parliamentary Studies in Kuala Lumpur. Their presentation on voter participation in elections was a revelation in that it not only looked at the implementation of elections, but considered the operational environment of polling stations. They influenced the Central Election Commission in Palestine to foster stronger ties with election stakeholders. So we are not only the implementer of elections process, but also promote the democratic process in full partnership with the community we serve. This is evident in our new approach to addressing first-time voters and in our design of polling stations to respond to the needs of people with disabilities. This also affected our electoral reform process of the Palestinian municipal elections. As a result, the system now encourages better gender representation of voters in elections, and more young people are now able to run for elections due to the lowering of candidates' age. At the technical level, the Central Electoral Commission has now introduced processes to enable people with disabilities to exercise their voting rights independently.
Our research has benefited electoral processes in multiple countries. It has informed the work of leading polling agencies, and it has shaped the recognition of best practice in elections around the world, improving engagement with and access to elections, especially for those who too often feel excluded from democracy, such as first-time voters and people with disabilities.